Okay, this video is going to show you how to do sprite collision detection. So that's a sprite hitting a sprite. In order to do that, you need to have sprite types. So you need to follow the video showing you how to set up sprite types. Now, what I've got in my system, just run it. Remember, you're not literally following these. I've got this silly arrow, shoots a bullet. What I want it to do is to blow up these T sprites, which are sprites that have been created from my tile map. Okay, and they're also on the little minimap there. You can see them, the little black marks are the minimap marks. Okay, right, so in order for this to work, I'm going to go look at my bullet. My bullet's got a type. Okay, so I need this for collision detection. I'm going to look at my little target sprite. So that's got a type as well. So here's the definition. That was my enemy pirate. Alright, now in order to make this work, what I want to do is I want to make sure that all the bullets check to see if they've hit these enemies. So what I need to do, in my any sprite that I want to be part of collision detection, I need to say collision active equals true when they're created. Okay, and that's it. That's all I need to do for that. Now I want the bullet to know that it's collision active, so I've gone back into my bullet code. Oops, dear. Collision active, I'm going to set that to true. Okay, now when we do collision detection, we have a primary sprite and a secondary sprite. The primary sprite is responsible for deciding what to do, so I'm going to make the bullet responsible. So I'm going to call it, say, collision primary equals true. So I'm saying, right, this is the one that's checking against the others. Okay, the others are just passive. And what I want to do is say, when I get a collision, so this is a bit like the update handlers, I'm going to say bullet hit. Okay, so that doesn't exist, so I'm going to say generate method stub. Okay, and you see it creates this. So what it does, it creates a little method that the engine will detect the collision for you, and then what it will do is it'll run your code, this one I've just created, and it will pass you what it was that was the primary and what it hit, so the collision owner and the collision width. Okay, so what we can do is we can say switch collided with dot type. This is why we have sprite types, because we might react differently if a bullet's hit something else. And we can just then say case, and then we come back to our types, gm dot, and that said that the enemy was a pirate. So whenever you build a case statement, just do that, put your break in straight away. Oh, it's moaning that it's not a constant, right, okay. I'm going to go back to that and fix it. So this is where we define them, so I'm just going to say const instead of static. I don't know why it moans. I suppose it's not a constant really, is it? Alright, so I've just changed those to that, and that makes that other video rubbish, so I'll redo that one. Okay, and then it's happy again. So what I want to do is I'm just going to, just to demonstrate how this works, I can say collided with kill, and that will kill the T-sprite. But I also want to kill the bullet, so I'm going to say collision owner kill. So I'm going to kill them both. Okay, and there isn't much more to collision detection with sprites. Tile collision detection is horrible, but sprites are easy, and you'll see what happens this time. So I'm going to shoot that one there. Bang, gone. Bullet's gone. So let's chase the bullets, see if they hit anything. That one did. If I didn't kill the bullet, it would go straight through to hit the next thing. So I'll show you that. So if I just comment that line out where we kill the bullet. So the bullet just keeps going. So it'll hit another one if it's in line with anything. It's going to hit that. Just. That one's going to get all four. Now the only thing that you might notice on this is that the black marks are still on the minimap. Okay. Now let's just quickly look at why that might be. For the target sprite, created a minimap marker. Okay, now don't start adding this code in if you haven't got it there. This is just going to demonstrate a problem. What we need to do is when this sprite target dies, minimap marker needs to die. So what we can set up is what we call a funeral. And funerals allow us to do things when a sprite gets killed. So we can say on funeral plus equals, and I'll just call it killed. And what I'm going to do, can't go to definition, so let's generate method stub. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say my minimap marker, which I've made a reference to. Now if you've got code like this, then you're not going to be able to do this. So what you need to do is just, well, let me just delete that and I can show you it working. I can say, okay, when I create that minimap marker, store a reference. Like that. Right click, generate field. It'll have created that now for me. So I don't have to do it again. And then when my sprite gets killed, I can say my marker, kill that. So the game engine can't know that there's sprites that refer to other sprites. But you can, and you can set up things to happen. So when it gets killed, we make sure anything else gets killed. So what you'll see this time is that the little marker sprites for the targets, the little black things, they'll disappear. So let's shoot this one. Disappeared. Shoot all them, and you'll see that the minimap markers are disappearing as well. So funerals are quite a good way. What I might want to do, also, I'll kill the marker, but what I might want to do is make the sprite expand really quick. So where the target is being in its funeral, I'm going to say scale velocity equals 10. So that's 1000%. I won't say 10 because you can't say it like that because it's two-dimensional. I'm going to say 10 by 10. Okay, so scale the width and the height at 1000% a second. So you'll see that what happens when I shoot one now, I'm chasing my bullet. Oh, no, I've been silly. I won't do that. What I need to do is I'm going to, in my bullet code, I'm going to make sure the bullet gets killed again. Instead of saying killed, I'm going to say destroy. Now this doesn't exist. Okay. Now, I can't add this to the sprite directly. Alright, so just going to leave that a minute. I'm going to go to my target and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say public void destroy, and then I'm going to say I'm just going to make it flash. I'm going to turn the timer subsystem on, timer initialize, and I'm going to say timer dot right. I don't know which one I want. Oh, flash after kill after I'll use. So I'm going to start immediately flashing, and I'm going to kill it after 2 seconds, and I'm going to make it flash for on for 1/10 of a second, off for 1/10 of a second. So it'll eventually kill it. Okay. So let's just right. So you'd think that I could issue destroy, but I can't. It doesn't know that this is a target sprite, because that's what that sprite is called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast it. I'm going to say target sprite, and then I'm going to put brackets around all of it, which looks hideous, but this is just how it is. Then I should be able to say destroy. So I can set up special actions. Okay, so you'll see what happens this time. So instead of killing it directly, I'm doing something that will eventually lead to it being killed. So I shoot this one, and it'll start flashing. Then it dies. And the minimap marker dies on the funeral. So the funeral is run when the kill's issued. Now what you might have noticed is that I couldn't shoot through it, but you might want to make it shoot throughable. So on the target sprite, it's destroy command. All you've got to do is say, okay, collision active equals false. So say don't be part of collision detection anymore, and you'll see the difference this time. I should be able to shoot through it once it's flashing. Right? Because I've turned collision activity off for this sprite because it's not part of the game anymore. Okay. And that's the basics of collision detection. The key thing is setting who is the primary and then setting up the collision handler and doing different things when you hit those different sprites. Okay, so if you want to do trigger points, you can do the same thing, but I'll show in another video. I'll show you directly how to do that sort of thing. Okay, you don't have to go all to this length and mess about and say destroy and all that sort of stuff, but that just allows me to do the thing. So I could make an explosion, and so as soon as I've got that timer system on, just show you another thing you could do. So I could say, okay, I want to kill after, so I just set a timer to say kill it after 0.2 seconds. Okay, but while it's not killed, I need to put an F. Eric. Why it's not killed, I might mess about with the scale velocity. So scale velocity equals new vector 2, and I might go 3, 3. So 300% a second. So it's going to expand a little bit before it dies. You see it expanded. Which is not a bad effect. Okay. That's it. I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. I'm a bit tired, so I'll leave it at that.